Hi. Many of you all might be having problem with your reading skills because you have studied a lot in your academic career but not really read books and novels. So reading might really come across as something which is a difficult skill to score in for your IELTS. So in this video we are going to cover the tips and the tricks to score better on reading skill of IELTS. If you are interested, stay tuned. Well, in this video, we are going to cover the tips and the tricks for reading section of IELTS. Reading might really be difficult for many of you all because you have not practiced it a lot. Yet, remember, it is really not a difficult task. On IELTS, they give you 60 minutes to solve around 40 questions. And it's really fairly easy for both academic as well as for general. Now, for academic, there are only 3 passages, long passages, and there are questions that follow. Remember, you are not really supposed to interpret too much. Do not try to read between the lines such that writer may mean this. Whatever writer means will be written in the passage itself. The question may range from true and false, yes, no. Okay, so the first things first. Remember, it is a possibility that in passage 1 it's given to write true and false, whereas in passage 2, 3 or some other passage it's given that write yes, no. So read the directions well. If for a true false direction you have written yes, no, you will not get marks for that, and vice versa. So write true, write false, TRUE, not TF. It doesn't get you marks. So that's the first thing. You can also get fill in the blanks, which may be in the form of sentences, sentence, blank, sentence, blank, sentence, and so on, or it can be summary, blank summary. In most of the practice passages that you would get online or in certain books, you might be having words given on which you have to fill in the boxes or in the blanks. Remember, IELTS does not really have that trend now, so they do not give you any words to fill in the blanks, at least these days. And there may be questions which are match the following. There are certain options given and you have to match them in the blank or in sentences or in front of certain words given. Match the following can also comprise of heading based questions. This comes across as the most difficult questions to solve. These comes across as the most difficult questions to solve on IELTS reading because most of you all are really not able to find out the headings might really be close. So we'll come on to that later. But then and another set of questions can be figure based questions. You can also get multiple choice questions. So the most important trick to solve this is remember true, false, multiple choice, and fill in the blanks which are sentence based, not summary, which are sentence based. They are always from top to bottom in the passage. That means if first true and false given to you on a particular passage comes from the 3rd line of the 2nd paragraph, the second true and false will never be before that 3rd line of the 2nd paragraph, it will be after it. Similarly, if there is 3rd true and false, it will be right below, not necessarily right below, but it will be certainly below the 2nd question of true and false. So just in case you have solved question 1, you are not able to get question 2, move below and go on to question 3. And then come back to that part in between in which you can find that question 2 which you were really missing on. The same goes for fill in the blanks and multiple choice questions. But for anything which is match the following, this is not practically possible because they would certainly not give you straight sequence questions so as to solve them very easily, right? Okay, now coming on to that heading based questions which I was telling you comes across as the most difficult section or set of questions for most of people. Remember to solve true false questions and fill in the blanks and multiple choice, fill in the blank sentence based and multiple choice questions before you solve paragraph based questions, that is heading based questions or summary of paragraph and such questions, so as to have an idea of what is going on in the passage, and when you start reading a particular paragraph it's easier for you to comprehend and to then mark the heading. Do not start with the heading based questions, never, despite the fact that if at all they will be given before the passage itself, so do not do that. Secondly, if there is a summary based question or heading of the passage based question, which is a rarity on IELTS, but they can still ask you a summary of the passage, solve it as the last question of the passage, so as to have solved all the other questions and have to have a very good idea about what the passage is talking, and then going on to the this part. So that's about how to solve the reading questions. Yes, one more important thing, academic IELTS gives you 3 long passages, so you have to practice solving one passage in 20 minutes time. Whereas in general IELTS they give you 5 passages, wherein the last passage only is that long, such as that of academic test takers. And so if you are practicing for general IELTS, remember that you have to make sure that you are solving the entire set of reading section in 60 minutes time. Do not give you a break. Do not solve small passages in 20 minutes time thinking, oh, one passage will be in 20 minutes. No, 2 small passages will be in 20 minutes and 1 long passage will be in 20 minutes. So that means 4 small passages in 40 minutes time and 1 long passage in 20 minutes time, last 20 minutes. Also, as a trainer, I always suggest general IELTS takers to make sure that they are actually practicing from academic papers. There are enough of books available from the Cambridge itself, so you can solve from there, and that's the most authentic source. So I usually make the students prepare from that only. Okay, so practice academic papers, but make sure that you are getting a hang of the general IELTS also. So once in a while do solve the general paper also in full 60 minutes time, so as to let you know where are you where have you reached up to the level, like whether you have reached the level or not. I'm sorry for that. Alright, so that's about the reading test. For any comments that you might have or any suggestions, please make sure that you are putting your feedback in the comment section below, and we'll be surely reverting. Thank you so much.